Good afternoon, Knoxville. This is Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for joining in on Saturday here. Excited to bring you our brand new show. It's Real Estate with Ryan, anything and everything real estate. That's what we'll be talking about. I've got my lovely co-host, April Coleman, with me.
Hey, guys.
And we're going to be covering a lot of topics here. We're going to start the show off doing a little bit of intro, give a little background. So if you don't know me, I'd love to share a little bit of time with you and tell you about us and what we do and how we help a lot of customers in the Knoxville market sell homes. And that's where we'll start. Some of the topics that we'll talk about on the show really will be regarding all kinds of topics. We'll talk about buyers. We'll talk about selling. We're approaching the fall market as we come now. Is it a good time to sell, or do we wait till spring? That's what everybody talks about. Selling the home yourself. A lot of people in today's market, should we sell it ourselves or pay an agent? Are we going to get more money? We're going to cover that topics. We'll talk 1031s, financing, no mortgage insurance, home inspections, you name it. We're going to cover those topics. And your questions are always, we'll read them live on the air. Message us, call us at the office at 693-SOLD, 693-SOLD, and we'll be glad to answer some of your questions live on the air. So anything and everything real estate, we're going to be talking about it here today on Saturday, Real Estate with Ryan. That's
great. Yeah, and we'll also have some special guests on to discuss some of these great topics to help you out with your real estate needs. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about you, Ryan, and get to know you for those who don't know you and are new to who you are and Hometown Realty. So first, I just want to ask you to let all the listeners know a little bit about your background, when and where you started your career in real estate.
I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. That's where my family grew up, and strong ties to that community. And that's where we started our real estate career. And eventually transferred here in 2010.
Great. Awesome. And when did you say you started your career?
Actually, it seems like forever, but about 19 years ago, in 1999, we started right when the market started to really take off.
Great. Awesome. And then when did you open Hometown Realty?
We founded and opened Hometown Realty in 2014.
Okay, great. And do you have any challenges that you see having a small business and not having a large business per se?
Well, I think in business, anybody that's in business that's self-employed, there's always challenges in today's market. I mean, from the economy that collapsed in 2008 to 2010, there's all kinds of challenges from the banks going out of business. So what do you do? Is there challenges? I think every day a business owner has new challenges. The difference between our company and probably, say, the bigger companies that we've owned is more of a boutique feel. It's more of a smaller feel, i.e. Hometown Realty. You're back, we're in your backyard. We're your neighbors. We're in your community. And we want that personal relationship with you. It's not just a transaction. We're not just doing deals and never hear from us. We want to build that relationship. We're only in the business because of you. It's because of the people that we are successful. And it's our service and kind of what we bring to the table is about giving back and really helping them. We always say in our company, it's a philosophy of the heart of the teacher. Some of our biggest mentors talks about a heart of a teacher, right? And I think that's our core philosophy, what we can do to educate the process, not just to earn a sale, but to be there to help as more as a friend. And that kind of mentality, not every transaction we have a relationship, but that's our goal. Real estate is always a cycle. And so we want to be here for the next generation, your family. So when you think anything and everything real estate, we're your go-to experts. Sometimes you can't do that in a bigger firm. A lot of the bigger firms, they're great and they have different core philosophies. A lot of the bigger franchises, or I say box stores, they focus on number one. We're number one for this. We're number one for that, plaques and awards. And all that's great. I think the consumer is looking for in today's real estate market, it's about who can help me when I need it, whether you're downsizing, it's a big move, whether you're relocating out of state, maybe it's your first home. Who do I go to? Can I have that one-on-one relationship? Am I not just passed off to, another buyer agent or just somebody on the team? We're just another deal. And I think that's where it's quality over quantity, So we don't, we're fortunate enough to be in the business where we just don't take every deal. And so we have a good working relationship. We have a great past client base. And so that's how we focus on our time.
Perfect. So you are a broker, correct?
Real estate broker, yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the difference for those who are a little bit new to the real estate lingo. Tell us the difference between a broker and an agent.
I always tell everybody broker means broker. That just means you have more bills to pay. But realistically, it just means more supervision. We've done extensive training, extensive education on law, finance, property management. So we just have a little bit better handle of the market. And ultimately, for the state of Tennessee, you're required to work under a principal broker that basically manages the agents underneath you.
Perfect. Okay. So as the broker of Hometown Realty, you do not have this big team of agents that you manage. You have people working for you, just not a big, huge team. So tell us kind of what sets you apart and making you one of the top selling brokers in the area and a multi-million-dollar producer.
Well, I did the management thing a long time ago when I owned a big franchise, and it got away from what we like to do best. It's selling and working with people. Managing herding cats, I like to say, is not always my forte. So I found like in the management, it was more maybe glorified babysitting. This I don't know if that's okay to say, but it was more managerial, and I'm not that style, and it really didn't serve our personality. It didn't focus our goals. So I really enjoy selling. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy working with people every day. There's all types out there, right? But I enjoy that. It was always something different, and that's where we focus our passion on, selling residential and commercial real estate, on helping them buy and sell properties. Okay.
Well, you are a very busy guy, as everyone knows. So let's talk a little bit about, you are an author of several books. Tell us a little bit about that for those who do not know.
Well, some of them, they're not really New York Times bestseller or anything, but they're more about our experience in a situation where we've helped clients in the past. Whether you're selling your home, what do you do? Real estate's always a process. It's a cycle. I may not be looking to move now, but in 6 months, I may. I'm not ready to have an agent to come over, but I need to know what I need to do to get the garage cleaned out. I need to know what do I need to depersonalize. Do I need to things I need to do to just make the house more appealing? But I'm not ready for an agent to come out, talk numbers, or get an idea of the value. So our books, really more value. Everything that we bring back, give more value. They're free. It doesn't cost you anything. You could private message us or call us at 693-SOLD, and we'll be glad to send you a book. What we're here is for information. We want to bring value back to you, and hopefully if you decide to sell, we could be somebody that you would interview, and we'd love to interview for the job.
Great. Okay, so call us at 693-SOLD to get your free book and get a copy. Also, you own 4 businesses. Tell us about each of those businesses and what they're about.
Well, I own 2 real estate companies. We have a construction company or renovations or holding company that kind of plays off our real estate. And then at that point, we also have a tech company where we've got some software that we've created for real estate apps that's going to launch at the first part of the year. So again, more value that we're bringing back to our customer. Technology, everything to now is now. Giving them information right now and giving the buyer an advantage in the market to find properties, especially in a market with lower inventory where we're at now. So pretty busy. I enjoy it that way. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Great. And then your investment company. So you're an investor, a builder, and you own multiple single-family rentals.
I'm a firm believer of, what we're selling you, we invest in it. We own multiple family properties. And it's very important that I think if I'm going to sell you a product, whether it's your home or a purchase or we're helping an investor, not only does it give us an advantage on our side that we've been where that investor's at, but we do what we say we're doing. We're actively in the market doing it, and we've got some resources that maybe if you're not investing that you're not going to have. And I think that's just another advantage that we hopefully will bring to the table for the consumer.
Yeah, that's great. So you're just a vast knowledge of wealth for all of our listeners out there, and hopefully they know a little bit more about you now, and that will help them in the future whenever they want to give you a call. So up next, we are going to talk about why you should put your home on the market in the fall, the benefits, the risk, everything that you need to know. So join us next here on News 98.7.
In the competitive real estate market, Ryan Coleman has a track record with guaranteed results.
Ryan made the sale of our home seamless. He was there every step of the way.
And our home sold the first week for full price.
With his knowledge and expertise, he took away all our worries.
And he got us much more money than we had ever expected.
Ryan is so confident that he will sell your home, he's willing to put his own money on the line. If he can't sell it in the time frame agreed upon up front, he'll buy it himself. Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your home sold guaranteed.
Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you staying with us. As we were talking, we're going to get into some great topics as approaching the fall market. We're going to talk about, is the fall market in East Tennessee a good time to put your home on the market? Or should we wait to spring? That's what everybody's talking about, and we're going to dive into that subject here today. And so let's talk about that. Historically, most of your business is done in spring and summer. But here in the Knoxville market this year, specifically, Knoxville is known for being one of the most beautiful areas in the fall. I call it our second market. It's a hidden gem. And it's where, obviously, the rush when everybody's got kids, spring and summer, is where the bulk of the business is going. But fall, we have a lot of relocation business. The Smokies brings a lot of activity to Knoxville. It's one of the prettiest in the country. And so a lot of customers probably make the mistake, if they're thinking about selling in the next 6 months, overlooking the fall market. And the reason being, they think that their home may show better in the spring, and it may, and they think that they can maybe get more money. What we're finding in the market here today is we know inventory's down. Historically, as of today, our solds are down about I apologize. Our active listings are down about 7%. So 7% down. Our pendings are at 6.4. And change from last year is about 5.8. What does that mean? If you're not analytical and you want to get to the baseline, kind of a bottom line, what it means is we've got less inventory than last year. So there's less competition for buyers and homes. And so if your home's priced right, shows right, and marketed right with the right agent, then it's going to get ultimate exposure, and we should be able to move it fairly quickly. We're moving things really quickly. Just sold one in Farragut, sold it in record time, and fall market, another example of the fall market. They were on spring and summer. They missed that market, and we put it under contract. So I think some of the things that are important that you may need to know are a couple tips that hopefully we can talk about today that will be helpful. And if you're going to put your home on the market, that may give some advantage to you, and also to keep your mind open. If you're in the market of selling and purchasing, it's a dual transaction. So it's a rollover effect. It's never a buyer's market or a seller's market. And you're going to get the advantage of one of the two. And we're kind of in certain pockets in Knoxville. We're in certain areas. But so for example, in this market, you may have a little bit of an advantage on a purchase, versus the spring market where it's feast or famine, and it's just a price war. Where now there's maybe a little bit of a decrease in showings, but it's quality over quantity. People that are moving in the fall and winter, they're serious buyers. They're motivated. I say they're the most serious buyers that we deal with on a consistent basis. And December and November, believe it or not, is one of our busiest times. I always say that I think it's the time where the agents go to the holiday parties. A lot of people stop working. They take it back, and and the inventory is booming, and they're looking for good agents, and they're looking for great properties that's hitting the market, and we're seeing that consistently in our office. So I think if your home's priced right, has good curb appeal, and it's exposed right, there shouldn't be much of a disadvantage of selling in the fall, and there may be more selection in your inventory if you're purchasing as well.
Yeah, I think that also your home is just it's just beautiful at this time of the season, where you have all of your fall decorations out in November, and then you have all of your Christmas decorations out in, December. And I think it showcases your home very well. It's already staged. It's already looking great. And I think that can attract those buyers, and maybe not overwhelmingly too much, those ornaments in your yard and all that good stuff to take away the curb appeal. But I think that, this is a great time to put your home on the market and attract those buyers that are still out there looking, that maybe they don't want to close right before Christmas, just like I'm sure you wouldn't want to close right before Christmas and be in that hustle bustle and stressed out. But, maybe you can put it under contract, and then at the beginning of the year, once everything settles down, then you can start your moving process whether you're transferring, whether you want to go on a road trip, travel, and downsize, upsize, whatever your plans are, for the season. And so, I think you're right. I think that's a great idea, is just to go ahead where there's less competition and putting your home on the market and attract those buyers out there.
I tell all of our customers, it's always we're planning for the beginning part of the year. Our business is built here now in these months, and we're projecting for the first part of the year. Nobody's going to close on Thanksgiving and Christmas unless it's vacant, right? So the home's vacant, it's going to be an easy close. But a lot of people are not moving during the holiday season. But we're taking possession dates, January, February. We're pushing the closings out. Isn't it great to go into the holiday season knowing your home is sold? Wow. The other challenge with the spring market, which is a great thing, and what I tell my clients is, listen, competition is great, but not always. When there's a lot of competition, what does that do with pricing? It always affects pricing, right?
Always.
And so when there's more competition, there's only one way to compete, right? That's lower prices. Mm-hmm. And so when you set yourself out in the market today, you're bringing that where I'm transferred in. We've got a lot of tragedies and things going on in the market, and people with insurance money and Florida and different things in Texas. People need housing. With the market in Knoxville that's already down, we're down 7%. Pendings are at 6.4. Renting's an option, but a lot of people with the rates where we're at, they want to take advantage of this market. So not putting your home on, or at least getting an evaluation with our office to understand where the market is and to see if it makes sense now or the spring. Either one, we're here for you. We can help you with that process. I just don't want you to miss the market if it makes sense for you. And that's something that you can call our office at 693-SOLD, 693-SOLD, and we can be glad to talk to you anytime about that. There's no obligation, no push to sell. We want to be that resource for you to see what we can do to help you. But there's some things that I want to talk about maybe that would help us if you do decide to sell.
Some tips
to sell in the fall that may be helpful. I think probably the biggest thing we'll talk about is photos matter. Whether it's spring or summer, you've got to have your best presentation. Definitely. I didn't come in today in my jeans, so it's presentation. We're filming this, so it's best foot forward. Your home is like no other. A lot of the searches, a lot of activities going on the web, and so you may not be getting physical showings on your property, but you're getting online shows, and they come into play. So if you have poor photography, if you're not enhancing your home's value, then it may affect showings.
Right.
Curb appeal. Whether it's the spring market or summer market, you got to have curb appeal. In the fall, get rid of the leaves. Get rid of the leaves.
That's right.
Have it looking good. If the buyer won't pull up to your home and call you because the yard has got stuff in it or just doesn't look appealing, they may not even call the agent. They may not even call you to set up a showing. So you want to have an inviting look when you pull up to the property, and I think that's huge. It's getting cold. We know we're going to get the weather that's changing, and so heating is a big deal. If your home is vacant, spend the extra money, get the heat in, right. Get the heat working, and make sure that it's warm and inviting. If it's 30 or 40 degrees outside, you don't want to go into an ice bucket.
Right. If an agent's showing the house.
They're running out the door. So spend the extra money. Make sure it's warm and inviting. Remember, we're setting a stage. So when you walk through the property, they're envisioning as their home, their next home. And so we've got to do all the things that we can do to make them feel that way. And when it's an ice bucket, they're running out the door. They're going on to the next property.
Right, just to save a couple $100s a month or however.
It's not worth it in the long time. I see it all the time, and we try to educate our sellers regarding that. Next thing, going on the topic, and we'll run through this kind of quickly. I think we're getting pushed on time. Lighting is key. It's dark. It's the change of the hours of the fallback. We have less lighting, less time in the day. People get off work at 5 or 6. It's already dark.
That's true.
Have your home lit. Have everything lit. Make it look appealing. Be flexible in the showings. Everybody's doing the holiday parties, things like that. Very important. But when a buyer comes in to schedule a showing, know they're serious and don't take them for granted. Let's do everything we can to get them in the door.
Yeah.
But we're running out of time on that. But I really enjoy you tuning in today on Saturday with News Talk 98.7 Real Estate with Ryan. We'll be here with you every Saturday, 5 o'clock to 5:30. We'll be talking anything and everything real estate. You name it, just give us a call. Check us on social media, where you also can feel free to leave any messages that you may have. Call our office at 693-SOLD. Leave a message. We'll try to answer your questions live on the air. Anything you need in real estate, we want to be your trusted source. Your go-to agent, your go-to firm, that if you're thinking about buying or selling in Knoxville, there's only one choice to call, and that's Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty.